Hello. Oh, I'm sinking a little low on my chair. Hold on. Up we go. Woo! Okay, there we go. All right, now I'm at adequate height. Once again, it's Wednesday. Today is the 23rd of July. We're moving right along. And we're back again to all kind of share collectively in the joy of PDH. This time, we've got another Edge of Eternities card. Edge of Eternities, great set, full spoilers out, and all the commons are sick. Had a lot of cool commanders. I put out a call earlier today to the Blue Sky website to see if anybody had any suggestions, and this is the one that I think appealed to me the most based on kind of what I've done so far with the deck builds that I've been doing and kind of what I haven't done and things to cover. So we're going to do a Tannuk Memorial Ensign tonight. For those of you unaware, this was one of one of the earlier cards that was revealed. It's 3 mana, 2/4, Kavu Pilot. Return of the Kavu from everyone's favorite set, Invasion. Legendary creature, 3 mana, 2/4. Landfall. Whenever land enters, deals a damage to each opponent, and if it's the second time that ability is resolved, you get to draw a card too. So it's just kind of like a land pinger with a little extra card draw attached to it. It's probably like one of the more compelling or more powerful landfall designs you'll find, just because it's a 2-color card. Oh, goddamn, Bobby, welcome. You're going to hear me talk about pingers and how much I personally dislike them. I don't like pingers that much. I think they lead to pretty uninteresting gameplay. But I've never done a landfall deck before. I mean, never, like, streamed one. And I feel like I should. It's not a strategy that appeals to me a lot. I like building engines, and I feel like landfall just rewards you for just, like, playing Magic, and you don't really have to invest much into it. But a lot of people do like landfall. It's very powerful, obviously. And that's what we're going to do tonight with Tannuk Memorial Ensign, one of the most powerful landfall cards that we have in the format. So, without further ado, we're going to start with the most important card in the deck. Snake Umbra. This card is a common for some reason. I'm not sure why. If it'll load for me. Come on, Snake Umbra. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Snake Umbra is a 3-mana aura. I'll just start talking about it. It's a 3-mana aura. It has totem armor. So if your creature be destroyed, it ditches the enchantment, and you get to keep your creature. And whenever the creature deals damage to a player, you get to draw a card. Importantly, oh, dogs are barking. Importantly, it's not combat damage, it's just damage. So whenever this triggers, if you have a Snake Umbra on it, you'll get to draw 3 cards, which is pretty good. Is Scryfall even working right now? Snake Umbra. Doesn't look like it. Oh, there we go. Alright, Snake Umbra. Boom. There it is. See, they made it an uncommon in this commander deck because it was just too powerful. You get to listen to the puppy scream in the background. I gave them peanut butter Kongs before I came in here to shut them up, but it seems to not be working. Anyway, Snake Umbra, here it is. Rise the Eldrazi. Great set, great commons. Snake Umbra's the best. Now, what we're going to do is just go into some basic like landfall stuff. Cards that search for lands. A couple ones that come straight to mind are cards that will get us 2 lands onto the battlefield just automatically, give us the triggers that we want here. Cards like Harrow, cards like Spring Bloom Druid. Boy, if this is just going to do this all night, I'll be really annoyed. You know what they say, right? Slow internet is worse than no internet at all. I don't know what type. We'll just do basic land. Cards that care about basic lands. We'll add in the landfall stuff later. But Harrow, 3-mana instant, sacrifice land. When you cast it, you get to search for 2 lands, put them on the battlefield. So just get our trigger straight away. Spring Bloom Druid is a similar card, except it's on a creature. 1/1 elf, still costs 3 mana, still sacrifice a land. The land's enter tapped, but again, you get both of them at the same time, which is great. Spring Bloom Druid. Another one off the top of my head is Skyshroud Claim, which is a 4-mana sorcery. You get 2 forests, so we can get like dual-typed lands. There's a Snow Duel and the Dominaria Duel that are forests and mountains, so we can get those. There's Gingerbread Cabin, which is a forest. So there's like things that we can get other than basic lands with this. But again, it gets 2 cards, and that's the big thing. So let's just start with these guys and see what basic land stuff we have. See what land ramp stuff we have. Ranger's Path's another one. Yeah, let me get that in now. We're gonna get to it eventually. I'm just trying to think of as many cards as I can right now because the internet or the Scryfall is being slow, and I don't want to sit here waiting for every individual card before as we go through. We're gonna play a lot of land cyclers in this deck, a lot of landfall creatures. Basically, just make sure that every turn we're at least playing one land. This is a scare tiller deck too. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Cards like Bushwhack are pretty sick. It's a fight spell, or it searches for a land for your hand. So we're going to play Bushwhack, and we're going to play maybe some other ones of these. I love Lay of the Land effects. Lay of the Land is like the base template of this card. It's from Apocalypse. It's a one green mana spell, search library for a basic land, put it into your hand. I love them. There's a bunch of different variants. Bushwhack is one of the better ones. We're going to play Caparity Courtyard. We'll do lands later too. There's just a lot of like moving parts to this deck, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. No, we're not going to do Centaur Rootcaster. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get too fancy with it, Bobby. This is a landfall deck that any Tom, Dick, or Jane can pick up and jam with. And Centaur Rootcaster and Avenging Druid are a little they're a little deep. Those are some deep cuts. Welcome, Bill. Let's play Cultivate and Kodama's Reach. Obviously, just like insanely powerful ramp spells. They get you 2 lands. They set you up. So they ramp you for the turn. They set you up for the next turn. Probably end up playing like cards like Dance of the Tumbleweeds too. Ooh, we could play Dawn Treader Elk and Diligent Farmhand. That's a fun way to get an extra land off the battlefield. We'll come back to that. Edge of Autumn, I like. Yeah, there's a lot of cards that do this. Evolution Charm. So since there's like so much redundancy in this, we can be a little choosy. I don't want to just like. I like Edge of Autumn because it cycles, but I don't think that's good enough. I think Evolution Charm is more like what we're looking for. It can fetch a land to your hand, or it can give a creature flying, or it can rebuy a thing from your graveyard. So that card's pretty good. Lands are going to be a big part of this deck, but we'll get to that later. We'll do Farhaven Elf, Wood Elves, like the creatures that just get you something on the battlefield. Farhaven Elf gets any basic, Wood Elves gets any forest, again, so you can get your typed duels. It's kind of like, these 3 cards, Wood Elves, Springloom Druid, and Farhaven Elf are kind of in a league of their own as far as creatures that ramp you go. Wood Elves, just like really great card. Just like workhorses, these cards just do it all. Fertilid, we can do Fertilid. I feel like we're going to kind of like glut it in the 3 mana value range. Like these are 3s, there's a lot of 3s here. Harrow's a 3, Snake Humper's a 3. I think we should vary it up a little bit. Far Wanderings though is just kind of too good. If we hit this with Threshold, it searches for 3 lands instead of 1. Kind of a little gem here, so we're gonna put that one for sure. The 2 mana ramp spells are gonna be great. There's not really much at 1 mana. Actually, there's 0. I mean, we could play like Mana Dorks, but we're getting lands. That's what we're doing here. So let's get ourselves. We'll do Rampant Growth. We'll do 3 Visits. We'll do Nature's Lure. Just like bread and butter stuff, Like I said, I don't want to get too fancy with it. These are all kind of like ramp staples, and again, like this commander asks very little of us. We just have to play our lands. That's all. We'll get to draw cards for free. It's that's how they make Magic cards nowadays. All right, we'll get to Greater Tannuk here because I'm going to do like a text search for landfall or cycling, and this one will not pop up because it has channel. But this is kind of something that we want. The Tannuk. For those unaware, this card is like really great. It's a 6 mana 6/5 trample, which is great. I love it. It's kind of the stats that I'm looking for that mana cost, and for 3 mana we can discard it to get a land onto the battlefield. Just a modal card. It lets us hit our land drops if we don't need the big beater, and we can use the beaters to supplement our pinging with our commander to win the game. We also play let's play Geomancer's Gambit and Wildfire. So these are cards that destroy a land and then replace it with another land. Ostensibly, these cards are used to destroy other people's lands. Like if somebody has something that's problematic, you can destroy it and they get a basic instead. So it doesn't like screw them over. It just replaces their good land with a regular one. They also cantrip. So if we play a land, cast this, we get our second land, ping everybody, draw a card from this. What's the card? It's something Wildfire. I don't remember the name of the card. Cleansing Wildfire. This is one from Zendikar Rising. 2 mana does the same thing, destroys a land, search library for a basic, and then you draw a card on the back end. This card seems sweet. Let's do that. Groundskeeper is cute. Heaped Harvest is a food that gives us land. Kind of boring. Ramp spells are just kind of boring, but you know what? We need them all. Let's get crows and... Oh, we'll do the cycling stuff later. Let's see. I'm just looking for the ones that, like, speak to me, you know. Instant speed. That's pretty cool. Because this is, if it's the second time it triggers, you get to draw a card. So if we have a fetch land, we could do an instant speed ramp spell, like Natural Connection. Let's put that one in here. Getting real cute with this. Getting real cute. A lot of tutoring with this deck, but you know what? That's okay. Yeah, Precious Wanderings will do too. We'll get to that. Dog's going crazy back there. Do Ondu Giant? Yeah, we could do Ondu Giant and we'll just get all of our creatures get us lands. It seems pretty good. Ondu Giant. There's an elf that does the same thing. We'll do Precious Wanderings, and it's a speed ramp spell. It's a counter to something, so we can make our guy a 3/5. That's pretty good. 3/5 is tough to deal with. Oh god, Doc, you're killing me. Korean Trailblazer. I don't care if this thing's a 1/2 for 4. It gets us a land, and you know what? That's good enough. I know. I know, Bill. She's just a little baby, and she can't handle it when I'm not around. But I can't let her free in here because she'll chew up all my shit. Quirion Ranger. What did I say it was? Quirion Trailblazer. Yeah, this is just like kind of the proto version of, Ondu Giant, right? 4-mana creature that gets you a land. It's a 1/2, but who cares? Renewal. Oh yeah, we'll do a renewal too. Renewal is just like Geomancer's Gambit. It doesn't destroy a land. You sacrifice a land when you cast it to get another land. It also cantrips. It's a delayed trigger, but it's same thing. It's a homeland special. Let's see. Return from the Wilds gives us a creature. Roamer's Routine. Yeah, we'll do this one. This is Flashback or Harmonize, whatever. I'm gonna close it. I wish I had the door here open. I'm gonna close it real quick. Maybe that'll help with the screaming. Okay. Yeah, it's don't clip that out of context. I'm a little blurry now. A little blurry. Hello. I don't know how to make it unblurry, but maybe it will one day. That's okay. It'll fix itself. I'm not worried. Psychic Wildling's pretty cool. It's a creature too. Let's play Psychic Wildling. Just, going vibes-based here. Psychic Wildling is really awesome. It is an omen card. You can search for a land, put it into your hand, or it's a 5-mana 3/2 flyer, which is nothing to sneeze at. Just like a Dragonstorm banger. Alright. I'm gonna have to be careful. Let's get some mountains and forests in here just so I know what numbers I'm working with. We're gonna play 40 lands. A cool 40. That should be more than enough. More than enough. We're at 66 cards. Okay, that's plenty. Secure Trap Elder and Search for Tomorrow. Search for Tomorrow is pretty good because we can suspend it on turn 1 if we have it. Secure Tribe Elder obviously is just a classic, like 2-mana creature, sacrifice, get a land. Pretty good. More some land cyclers, we'll come back to those. Let's play... Actually, Search for Torah is pretty good because the land enters untapped. That's something that some of these cards do. Like Skyshard Claim, for example, the lands enter untapped, which is really good. And same thing with Harrow. It's like a rebate, right? So Harrow effectively is a 1-mana spell because you get untapped lands back. I love the reprinting Spring Druid with new art. It's really cool. I like that. What do I like? What don't I like? Wild Wanderer is another one of these. Fetches up a land. This one's a 3/2. They'll have all kinds of they have all kinds of stat lines. There's a 3/2, a 2/4, a 1/2. We'll probably play World Map and Expedition Map because some of the non-basics are going to be really good, like the New Capenna sack lands and Terramorphing Expanse, Evolving Wilds, those sorts of things. Because if we get our Scare Tiller, we'll be able to recur those and get 2 land drops every turn and just like kind of go off. Speaking of which, let's just get the Scare Tiller in here. Okay. Granger, I'd like more of it, didn't have Echo. Yeah, my Alder's pretty good. He's but land. I mean, I'd rather have like a land cycler than these with the cards that I'm already playing. Okay, let's call it there. I doubt we'll need more. And let's just go to the cycling creatures. Land cycling, mountain cycling, forest cycling, you know, all kinds of stuff. I know a couple of them off the top of my head, so we'll start there. Topiary Panther. We're going to play like as many of these as I can fit. Something Ancient. This is the one from Martian Machines. Orchard Strider. Any second now. There we go. The T-Rexar from Final Fantasy. This card is insane. It's like, what if we took a Colossal Dreadmaw and just made it 10 times better? Yeah, I think the card's nuts. Bedhead Beastie. They've been doing a lot of these lately. Like it's getting harder to fit every single one of these land cyclers in your deck now, just because the sheer volume of them is insane. Not many decks want you to play that many of them. This one, I think, does. So that's what we're doing. Crag Smasher, Yeti. Maybe we'll just like not play the ones that I think are the weakest, like Chartooth Cougar, for example. Crag Smasher Yeti I like quite a bit. It's a 6-mana 4/2, but it has backup and can give something trample, which is like pretty useful utility. Okay. We do like cycling lands too. Yeah, like Elvish Aberration, I don't think we really need. Furnace Host Charger is a beater. Like I like the ones that are land cyclers, or you play them and there's a beater, like Furnace Host Charger, 6-mana 5/5 haste. That card's tough to deal with. 5/5s are no laughing matter. If you watch the live stream, the gameplay stream we did on Monday, you'll know that 5/5s hurt a lot, and especially if you're me and you only play 1/1s as your blockers. It's much harder. All right, Generous Ant. Obviously, this one, the ones that like cycle for 1 mana are great. Even if this isn't like the most aggressively statted creature, it's a 6-mana 5/7. Makes a food token, but it cycles for 1, which is really good. 1 is way better than 2. That goes without saying. There's a Hillgeigus in here. There's a 5/4 haste trample. And there's the dinosaurs from Ixalan. See, there's just like so many of these things now, and that's not a bad thing, but there's just so many. I like having the flexibility to actually like pick and choose ones that I want instead of just like jamming them all in, even if they're just the worst. Crozen Tusker is a little bit different. So Crozen Tusker, you cycle. It's a cycling ability, not a land cycling ability. So you cycle it, you get to draw a card, but also has an ability that triggers when you cycle it to get a land, put it into your hand. So it's kind of like a divination, because one of those cards is always going to be a land, which is better than people think. It's 2 cards for 1. It's one of the few ways you can get like good card advantage in green. Lava Serpent, nope. Nurturing Bristleback brings a friend. Yeah, we'll do that one. Nurturing Bristleback. There aren't like a ton of like landfall creatures I want to include, so I think it's okay to like go kind of hard on these. Oliphant is just another banger. If you haven't played much with Oliphant, I recommend you do so because this card's insane. Whenever it attacks, you just give something else +2/+0 and trample. Again, it kills people. It kills people dead. You know, Seismic Monster is a great one too. It makes a 6/5 trampler for 6. You can pay mana to sacrifice a land to draw cards, so you can just draw some cards with it, which is pretty sick. And yeah, 3 mana, sacrifice a land, draw a card, and it's a 6/5 trampler. Shardless Outlander, just a colorless one from the latest Jumpstart set. Just a great thing that goes in every deck, you know. And it meets my threshold for stat lines. That's for sure. I do love my 6 power tramplers. We can do Chocobo Kick. Slavering Branch Snapper. I haven't built a deck with a ton of land cyclers in a long time. Already got Ancient, already got Panther. Valorana is kind of not good enough. It gets like whatever, but it's a 6. It's just like a 6/3, doesn't do anything. And Wireward Guardian's not good enough. I think we have enough anyway, so that's fine. That's fine. Let's look at some landfall stuff. There's a couple that I can think off the top of my head that are really good. There's a couple of Bailoffs that get huge when you hit your land drops, like they get +2/+2, and they're already like 4 power creatures. So those are probably good because we're going to be, oftentimes playing more than 1 land a turn. There's also Kosi's Ravager, which deals damage. We're going to play that one for sure. Whiptail gets first strike. That's not good enough. Canopy Ballasy, 4 mana, 4/3. When a land enters, you get +2/+2. We're going to play that one. And there's another one as well. It's like a 5 mana, 4/4. But a Bailoff nonetheless. Any second now. There we go. Let's just get the Chocobo Kick in here while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Scryfall slow as hell today. Don't need that one bit. Chocobo Kick, does that help you, Scryfall? Does that help you? No. Oh, God damn it. There we go. Jesus. Oh, and Call the Mountain Chocobo. All the Chocobo stuff. I forgot about Chocobo stuff. Not just the Chocobo Kick, mind you. But Call the Mountain Chocobo. Get a mountain, put it in your hand, and you get a bird and it flashes back. Yeah, let's do that. That's cool. Kosi's Ravager, we want to. Kosi's Ravager. But you see how kind of like all these things just fall into place. Like there's not a whole lot of thought that you really need to put into this sort of stuff. You just want lanes to enter the battlefield and have payoffs for doing it. Real easy. Kosi's Ravager. We could do like the token stuff. Maybe we'll do Elsworn Giant and Spore Mound. Call Me Heart Expedition is great. Enchantment that just like dumps a bunch of lands onto the battlefield. Because even if we're not drawing, so we draw 1 card a turn with this, right? Even when we're not doing that, we still get to just ping everybody for every land. It just does damage for every land. We could do Broken Bond. I'm not opposed to it, but it's not like something that I'm enthusiastic about. I don't think we need like extra land drops. We just have tons of ramp, you know. Sabo Tender, and then there's another one. There's Lagak that does damage as well. Another landfall ping ability. You have a couple of those. Sabo Tender is one from Final Fantasy, and there's a Lagak 3/4 for 4 that does the same thing. Ooh, Stoneseer Hierophant's pretty cool. We'll do that one for sure. Yeah, Spitfire Lagak, this is the one here. Whenever land enters, deal 1 damage each opponent. Sounds good to me. So we're at what, 93 cards? And so we'll have like almost a full deck, and then we can just kind of like pick and choose a couple extra effects. The big difference between like building competitively minded decks and casual minded decks, to a certain, like a pretty significant extent, I think, in this format, is your level of interaction. You know, all the cards are, the power deltas are much more level. So, you'll find that more casual decks are not going to be blasting removal at everything that hits the ground. And I live by that. I don't like putting a ton of removal into my decks. I just like to play, and you know what? If you lose, you lose. Who cares? Stone Cedar Hierophant. This card goes off because whenever a land enters, it untaps, and it untaps your lands. So just generates some mana every time. It's like kind of like a Lotus Cobra if you think of it that way. Every time a land enters, you get to untap a land and add another mana. So Stone Cedar Hierophant. Come on, man. Come on, man. You gonna bust my balls over this, Scryfall? God damn it. Come on. There we go. Let's see, yeah, whenever land enters, untap it. It's 1/1 for 4. Not on rate for combat stats, but, powerful nonetheless. Because we have a lot of 6-drops, and we have this Territorial Bailiff that we're going to play too. Just got a lot of big guys, and that's okay. To round it out, we might just look at cards that say like lands you control. What do we have for removal anyway? We got a Chocobo Kick. We got let me get this guy. We got land removal, Geomancer's Gambit. We've got not a lot. That's okay though. Oh, we got Bushwhack. Yeah, see. Yeah, we could play Broken Bond. We can do it. We can justify it. The best interaction is player removal. Do we have Scythe Cat? Yeah, we might have Scythe Cat. And then what? We're at like 98 cards, which is good. And then let's look at lands you control. A big part of like being efficient when you're building PDH decks or commander decks in general is just like no kind of like shorthand for templating. Like cards that care about the amount of lands you control are always going to have the text like lands you control in the text box. So if you just search for that, it'll bring up pretty much everything you want. Oh, do I want to play Rhino Beetles? Kind of, right? Crash of Rhino Beetles. We're going to play that one. Let's cut Evolution Charm, because we don't really need Lay of the Land cards that much. If there's anything else I want to cut here. Just make a little extra space. Yeah, 3 instants, who cares? Sorry, just coughed right into the microphone. That's okay. You're not gonna get sick. Don't worry about it. Scratching my throat. 7 more lands, 6/6. Nah. Play Ground Assault. Ground Assault's a cool piece of interaction. Thematic interaction is like the best thing you can do, in my opinion. Like obviously, we could play Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, the new one in Edge of Eternities. We could play Scred. We could do all this nonsense, but we could just play like thematic on theme removal, like Ground Assault. Deals damage equal to the number of lands you control to a creature. Just blow something up. Do a jillion damage to something. Leyline Notification makes a giant token, but we already have a bunch of creatures that do big attacking things. There's a fair amount of creatures that like scale with the amount of lands you have, like this one, Scurrid Colony, and this frog. If you control like 7 or 8 or more lands, they just get like a static stat buff, which is cool, I guess, but not that compelling. Rumbling Rock Slide. It's the same thing as Ground Assault, so I don't really care about that. Oh, we could do Kazandu Stumper. Someone bounces lands to our hand. That's pretty good if we're doing things. Oh, you know what? We could do Fungal Colossus. We have a bunch of different named lands in this deck, I assume. Let's try Fungal Colossus. Let's play Fungal Colossus. So misspelled it. A great reason, I think, in this format specifically, not necessarily Commander because that's a whole different thing, but in this format, I think it's much more agreeable to skimp on interaction in favor of big splashy things that are fun. I think that's something you do in Commander too, but obviously, like, the pacing of that format is way different than this one, and you're gonna have to do it at your own risk. But in this format, it's a much safer bet, I think. Like, if you watched our games Monday, again, like with my Haunted Hellride deck, I don't have a ton. I have maybe like 3 or 4 removal spells in that deck. Um, and you don't, I mean, you just play a fun game of Magic. You're not like going to get stomped over in this format or anything. Sort by mana value. Let's get the visual spoiler out. Yeah, but look at our curve. It's pretty high. Got a lot of 3s. So hitting our land drops is going to be really important. Once we start hitting our land drops, though, we kind of go off. Tons of ways to get lands, tons of benefits for getting them. We're not going to play the life gain landfall, guys. I don't really want to do that. Okay, let's go to lands now. What time is it? 7:30. So let's do lands in like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll do some play testing. We're going to have a bunch of different lands in this deck. We want a lot of lands that... actually, you know what we should do? Because Scare Tiller is one way to do it, but I kind of want to make some room for other things. So let me see. I want to make room specifically for a couple cards that pull permanents out of the graveyard. So, like, even if we don't have our Scare Tiller, right, we can get Affection Land out of our yard, play it, crack it, get our trigger off of our commander. Just other ways to recur our lands, I think, is good. So let's cut this Call of the Mountain Chocobo. I mean, I understand that is pretty cool, but I think I'd rather have, like, a Pulse of Marasa here. I mean, they do make, like, you know, landfall tokens, but that's okay. Let's cut that one. We'll cut Search for Tomorrow, and let's put in Revive the Shire, and we'll put in Pulse of Marasa. These are just, like, good cards anyway, especially because we're putting a ton of creatures into our graveyard with the land cycling, so being able to pull those out and just get a big beater is pretty valuable too, I think. But Pulse of Marasa specifically is one that kind of gets people, because this thing gains you 6 goddamn life for no reason. Like, if this was just like 3-mana instant, return a creature land from graveyard to your hand, that card would probably be playable in this format. It also just happens to gain you 6 life. That's a lot of life. Alright, anyway, we're going to play the lands. We're a 2-color deck, so we have a lot of flexibility in terms of, like, colorless lands. We're not, like, screwed or anything if we play a bunch of colorless lands. So we're going to play, like, Adventures, and we're going to play Radiant Fountain. These are lands that just gain us a little bit of life. And that's a good thing. We can fetch them up with our maps. I'm gonna play Gingerbread Cabin because we have cards that fetch forests, and this card, dear readers, is a forest. Importantly, play Ash Barrens. The lanes that we end up playing are not terribly important. There are a couple things that we don't want to miss, like the forest typed lands. I think are important to include. But and I guess these sacrifice lands also are really important because they're really powerful. But like cycling lands, you don't really need a ton of. You don't really need them at all, actually. Like, we're just drawing a bunch of cards anyway. Colorless lands, like gaining extra life is good, but you don't need to do it. I'm just getting a little extravagant. Broker's Hideout gives what? A basic forest? We'll play Cavalry Courtyard and the Riveteers one. Maybe not Broker's Hideout, because that one just gets a forest, but the other two will get either one of our colors, which I think is way better. And we'll also have Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds, and maybe what's the one that gives your thing unblockable if it has power 2 or less. We'll play that one too, maybe. Riveteer. Yeah, so like, these cards with Scare Tiller just let us go off, because the thing about Scare Tiller is that it returns the lands tapped, so if it's like an Evolving Wilds, you have to wait a turn. But these, they just sacrifice immediately when they enter. Boy, the dogs are not happy with me. That's okay, only 30 more minutes. Let's get a command tower in here. Taylor's out of town this week, so I'm alone with the dogs. That's why they're not happy with me. The little one plays with the big one and chews up his face, so I can't really let them around each other when I'm not around, because she has no self-control whatsoever, and he is a glutton for punishment. Escape tunnel. His face gets all torn up and he just wants to play more. Check his little needle puppy teeth, you know. Alright, guys. Escape tunnel, there we go. That's the one. Fetch land makes a thing unblockable if we want. I don't see, like, too many great applications for that, but it's a functionality for sure. We get Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse. Any second now. There we go. They just don't like being in their crates. But you know what? Gotta learn to be in your crate if you're a little puppy dog. Because you can't be trusted. Can't be trusted. Don't need towns. Don't really need... Oh, we'll play Gruel Turf. That rebuys our land. Usually I don't like these. People like the bounce lands. I'm not a fan of them. I rarely ever play them. But this is the deck that wants it, so I think that's fair. We'll do Highland Forest is in part 1. This is one of the duels. And then we have... Let's just get some mountain. Yeah, I don't need that. We'll play Naya Panorama. Yeah, we'll play Naya Panorama. Why not? Naya Panorama. And the little one's getting the big one to start barking too. And he's a husky, so he's not quiet. He's not quiet about it. Dogs. No pleasing the dogs. Racer's Ring, I like. It sacrifices. It's a duel. It sacrifices for a card. That's pretty cool. We'll play that one. And then I don't really see a need to go super deep on anything else. Wooded Ridgeline we'll need. So let's get Wooded Ridgeline and the Racer's Ring. Because honestly, it's not going to be hard to fix our colors. I just want... These lines are just very functional. Wooded Ridge Line. All right, so we're gonna 15 non-basics is not so bad. We still want lands to enter untapped, you know. What's our color balance looking like? Really heavy green. Okay, so we're just gonna cut a lot of these. So we need to cut 15 cards. So let's do 10 and 5. We'll start there. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we'll do 16 and 4. Now we got what, 35, 50. Maybe we'll cut another one of these, add another one of those. We'll do that. I think that's fine. We got a lot of ways to get our lands out. And we have a cool 100 here. Okay, so let's take it in, let's take it into a game. I just want to, I guess maybe this card's less appealing now that we don't have a ton of diversity, because we just have a lot of fetch lands. So let's put Call It On Chocobo back in. Mountain Chocobo. I wonder what other Chocobo cards are. Text Chocobo. Just out of curiosity. Call the Mountain Chocobo, like I said, not the most impressive card, but I think it's pretty cool. And you know what? If we can find a spot to play it, then I think that's fine. It's not super high on the the priority list. This card's very cuttable, but it's cute and it's neat. So why not try it, right? It's a new card. Gets us a mountain, and then we get to make a bird with the landfall ability. All right, find me all the Chocobo cards, Scryfall. Let's go. Scryfall's been a little disagreeable this evening, unfortunately. Or what? And on the whatever this website's called, Mana Pool, the TCG player alternative, because TCG player is not, they don't like unions, and that's bad. So we use our Mana Pool estimates here for 27 bucks for this pile of garbage, mostly tied up in a couple things, like Snake Umbra. I don't think is very cheap as far as commons go. Maybe a couple other things, but you know, no cards with Chocobo in the text box. That can't be true. Did I spell it wrong? I guess it would be the name of the card, right? Because it makes bird tokens, not Chocobo tokens. I'm such an idiot. I'm such a dum-dum. I'm too busy playing smooth brain landfall that I'm not thinking clearly. There we go. What's this do? Summon the fat chocobo. Gives all my things trample. I mean, that's not that great. Okay, so we'll play these two. Anyway. I think fat chocobo's cool, but, you know, not here. I don't really think we need to give all things trample all the time. Alright, let's take it for a spin. Whee! Playtest. Alright, so we got 4 basics. We got a colony heart expedition. We got a scythe cat. This is good. You know, we can cast this on 2, cast this on 3, and then like pop this, get some basics, ping, draw some cards. Okay, let's do a infinite token here. This is where I'm just gonna track. I'm just gonna add counters to this to track how much damage we do with this commander. My face was in the way. Actually, you know what we can do? Watch this. I'll just move up. Whee! Okay, there we go. Now you can see him. Now I'm just going to use this infinite token to, you know, track how much damage we do with that. All right, let's move my face back down. Okay. And we're off. So we got 7 cards, turn 1. Oh, world map is great. So we got a great curve here. So we'll do mountain, boom, world map, great. Next turn. Forest, colony heart expedition. Next turn, mountain. There, I'll put a counter here. This is what, 3 counters that get sacrificed, which we'll do next turn because we have a rampant growth. But I kind of want to do this on its own, so well, I guess we don't have to do this immediately, right? Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, turn 4. This is where we start to get to do stuff. All right, so we have our forest here, and now so everyone takes the damage. Boom, at 1. This gets a counter. Now what we can do is we can do rampant growth. Get ourselves a forest. Enters tapped. Trigger. Trigger the second time. Draw a card. Let's move these things over here because I'm going to need more space. Put this up here. Put these guys over here. All right. I still got 2 mana if I want to do some more of this. I kind of don't. That's fine. So we've done 2 damage. We draw a card. Don't really want to do anything else because we want to save our triggers. And this gets another counter. So now we can go here. Trigger. Trigger. We can just sacrifice. Oh, you know what we can do actually? Watch this. Watch this. Let's play out a creature. We'll play this. We'll play this Crew and Trailblazer. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get this guy out. We're gonna start putting counters on this. So we've done 1 trigger so far this turn, and let's get our second one. We'll play. I guess what we'll do actually is we'll play the Tartar Scythe Cat before we play our first land. Then we play Nature's Lore. We get ourselves a forest. We're gonna get a duel because we can. Wooded Ridgeline, why not? Enters tapped. Counter here. Damage here. Counter here. And then we'll pass turn. On our opponent's turn, we'll sacrifice this. View library will get forest. Get 2 more damage. Draw another card, and then we'll untap. This gets more counters, and then we get 1. We can sacrifice this for basic. We're gonna get a non-basic with this. All right, so let's organize these a little bit. Gonna organize our lands. All right, we'll put these guys over here, these guys over here, and we have this. Okay, and now we go. So we've got 9 lands. This is our 10th land, and then this thing's huge. That seems good. Let's play this. Tapped. Damage. Let's play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just this giant 15/15. And then we'll cast our... See, this is a great other great thing about not playing a ton of interaction in your decks. You just tap out for stuff, and it's cool. It's fun. I'm gonna play this and search for another land. Whoops. Library. Let's get another forest. Sure. Close and shuffle. Another damage. We've done 8. See, this so far this has done 8 damage to everybody, which is pretty good. And that's our second land this turn. So we're gonna draw a card. Lands are not bad. And then we'll tap. Ooh, Geomancer's Gambit, sweet. Alright, Mountain. Damage. Geomancer's Gambit. Destroy this mountain. View library. Get a forest. Does this put it in tapped? No. Sick. Then we draw a card from the Gambit. Draw a card from our commander dealing another point of damage. Oh. Can you guys believe it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get this out there. Pass turn. End step. We'll sacrifice this world map and we'll get our Cabaret Courtyard. Put that into our hand. Just get this thing online. So like this is turn... So we're untapping on turn 8. And this card is sick. And our commander has done 10 damage through pinging. We've drawn 5 cards off of it. And we just have these giant... This thing is just like... huge right now. I have no idea how big it is because I've been forgetting to put counters on it. But now, if you want to... I mean, this is to say, I mean, obviously we're attacking with a 15/15 trampler and like this gigantic thing that tramples every turn. I'm just doing this for fun because I want to track how much damage we get to put out with this thing actually. So we'll play Cabaret Courtyard, right? Trigger here, so get 2 damage to everybody. Sacrifice it, get a forest, or a mountain, who cares? There's another one, draw a card. 3 visits gets us another one. Yeah, you get the idea. Let's restart. But you see how kind of like effortless it is once it starts going, right? This is fine because we have this to cycle for a 3rd land, and then we have like all we need to do is hit 1 more land. We have 40 of them in the deck, and Stone Cedar's going to carry us to victory. Okay, so we'll do that. Evolving Wilds is great. I'm going to start by playing Evolving Wilds and sacking it for Mountain. That's step 1. What time is it? 7:47. We got plenty of time. Where are my mountains? There we go. Mountain. Next turn, drawing lands. So what you want to see? Let's, we don't really need to land cycle this anymore. We're going to be able to cast this pretty quick, I think. Maybe? We'll hold it. I don't see any reason to do it. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's cycle it. Why not? This is all like on our opponent's end step. We'll cycle that. We'll get another mountain, so we have more than 1 red source. And then next turn, that's cool. All right, play this, and now we're doing it, gang. Untap. Now we're doing it. So now we've got a 4th land. Oh, where's my infinite token? Whoops. 1 damage. Boom. Everyone takes 1. Let's cast our Stone Cedar Hierophant, just because this thing's going to generate us a lot of mana. And then we'll pass, and now we have another land. So what we can do here is we can 1, 2, 3, and we can cast Territorial Sidecat. And then what we can do is we can play this forest and deal damage to everybody. And in response, with the trigger on the stack, untap this, and then she untaps. And then, what's in here? Evolving Wilds. I kind of want to pulse this Evolving Wilds. It seems ambitious, but I kind of like it. Now what we can do is actually we'll set up. We'll tap 3, tap this, untap, tap, play the Ravager, and this gets a counter because we played a land. All right, so not the worst so far. We just don't have a lot of. We're not getting our like multiple cards or multiple land drops. That's why I kind of want that Evolving Wilds. Okay, so play. No, we're not gonna play land. We're going to pay 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna get this Along Wilds out back to our hand with this Pulse of Marasa. Play that for turn. So deal damage to a player. Everyone takes 1. Sacrifice this, and trigger Stone Cedar on top this. Let's get to counter. Now we're going to search for a forest. Put it on the battlefield. Another damage from this, another counter here, another untapped land with Stone Cedar. So you see how this thing is just insane. This thing can't be stopped, and we'll draw a card off of our commander for the second land drop. Oh boy, let's get some things in the yard and cast this. That's what I want to do. All right, so end step. Let's just cycle both of these and get 2 mountains. We'll get the forest and the ridge line. We'll get both because they both mountain cycle, so we'll get the duels. Just get that done now because we're not we have enough lands to hit our land drops naturally. And where's the ridge line? Where are you? There it is. All right, so we do that on end step, whatever. Let me tap. Map is good. Can play Courtyard. Do I need all of this mana? Let's start with the ground assaulting something. We'll just kill something. 6 cards. We'll play Expedition Map and sacrifice it to search for a Cab-Ready Courtyard, or River looks fine. Just get one of these out of our deck. And then with our land drop for turn, we'll go boom, trigger, 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 untap this, untap, trigger, sacrifice, mountain, trigger, 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 draw. And then we can bushwhack something, just fight something with our giant guy. That seems okay. And next turn, we'll play this. And we're just gonna Far Wanderings. So trigger here, trigger here, trigger here, trigger there. And let's just do it. Let's just get more lands. If Thresholds, this is gonna get us 3. 1, I don't care what they are, 2, 3. So 3 triggers, 3 triggers, 3 triggers. We'll untap all these lands, so we have access to them now. Whoops. God damn it. There we go. And then 3 triggers here. We'll draw a card. Undo Giant's pretty good. And then we have this giant thing. Next turn. And now that we have all this mana, we'll just tap this. We can just cast this thing. We'll just play that. Then we'll cast this Undo Giant, get another land. Oops, this goes to the battlefield. And then we have another trigger here, draw a card. Trigger, trigger, trigger. We can even Nature's Lore if we want, but no reason to because we can do that on our next turn. So turn 9, we've done 12 damage. Got off to a kind of slow start, but I've kind of really caught up. This thing's just kind of nuts, this card. Territorial Scythe Cat is one of the better landfall creatures are, whatever. It gets huge, out of control. And you see also that once we get up to a certain amount of mana, it's just trivial. We can start casting our 6/6s. We've got lands in hand to hit our land drops every turn. We don't need to cash this in right now. So we're feeling good. Gruul Turf is another good one right now. So if we go 1, 2, cast this Nature's Lore, get a forest, and there's untapped. Then we play this Gruul Turf, bounce this forest. We get 2 more damage here, 2 more counters here. This untaps 2 things. And we draw another card. And 3 visits sets us up for another trigger on our next turn. Seems good. Hello, Mr. Peters. Yeah, Evora is sick. That's one of like my favorite decks that I actually have in paper right now. I played it a lot at MagicCon in Chicago a few months ago. It's a lot of fun. Evora is really, really nasty. um, but yeah, Tunic is sweet. What time is it? 7:55. We could do a quick one. Let's get a quick one in here. I got 5 minutes. This hand is great. Great. All right. I'm going to kind of go speed magic, so try and keep up. Turn 1, not going to do anything. Turn 2, not going to do anything. We're just sitting back, sitting pretty. Maybe we'll cash this in and cycle that for a land. I think we can be proactive about this just to kind of build up a backlog of lands in our hand so we can just hit our land drops. Turn 3, going to play land and cast our commander. Let's get my infinite token. Gonna have like a hard cutoff of like 758. So I can start wrapping up. Not the initiative, god damn it. Destroy token. Okay. Where's my infinite token? There it is. Alright. We got 2 more lands, some land cyclers. This is great. Okay, next turn. Oh, Gambit. I'm gonna Gambit. 1. So we got 1 damage. Boom. Tannuk deals a damage. I kind of want to Gambit. I like Geometric Gambit. Alright, gonna Gambit, sacrifice this, get a forest to the battlefield. Do another damage, draw a card. And then we can, like, you know, we'll Broken Bond something, whatever, because I have the mana to do it. And then we'll, whoops, we'll play this mountain. Enters the battlefield from Broken Bond. Another damage. All right. Great, 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 great. So now, like, we can use these to, if we don't draw lands, hit our land drops, we can always, like, cash in these. I kind of want another creature on the battlefield, so let's, I guess, I didn't ram myself, so 4 extra damage from this. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we did our 4th damage. No, it should be 3, right? No, 4, because we had an extra one the first time. I don't know what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. It should be 3. All right. What was I doing? We'll play Wild Wanderer. This is just going to get us another basic. We can just get forests at this point. 3 mountains is more than enough to do everything we want to do. Another land, enters another damage, another card. Next turn. Oh, Far Wanderings. So much damage. Okay, let's play land for turn. Mountain, point. Let's just cast this Ranger's Path. So we're going to search for 2 forests. We're just going to get the duels. See, like, these cards are just great. You can just find them with everything. Go and shuffle. He's undertapped. 2 more damage. Going to draw a card. Oh, let's get this out there. So that's going to get huge. Because I'm going to Far Wanderings on my next turn. All right. Forest for turn. Damage. Damage 1. Let's do cycle here. Cast Chocobo Kick. Don't need to kick it. Hold on. Oh no, this is regular. Shoot. Shoot. Set prioritize. Okay. So this one from, yeah, play land this turn. No, play land. Counter. 1, 2, 3. Oh, deal damage. Far Wanderings. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. Canopy Bailoff. Yeah, and then we're just kind of in a really good spot. 1, 2, 3. So turn 8, we've done 12 damage. And we're just going to do more. Boom. This gets +2/+2. Go combat, just like, so we're just like beating with these guys. Meanwhile, just doing who knows what with our lands. We can just cast this thing out. Next turn. We just cast all these. playing lands every turn, you know. Boom, boom, boom. Not drawing cards, but who cares? We just have this board. Okay. Oh God, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, so I'm running behind then. Thanks for joining me, everybody, for hanging out. Built a really cool landfall deck. It does the thing, which we just proved. Obviously, you could tweak it because there's a lot of room to tweak this kind of thing. A lot of cards that do this. A lot of room for customization. These are just kind of the cards that I like. But thank you all for joining me. I always have fun doing this. I appreciate you all jumping in, giving me little suggestions here or there. Bill, looking at you. Thank you, Mr. Peters, for stopping by. Always nice to have some new folks show up. And then we'll come back next week and do it all over again. Probably with another Edge of Eternity's card. We'll see. A couple things before we go. This coming Saturday at RIW Hobbies in Livonia, Michigan, outside of Detroit. If you are within driving distance and like Pauper or Pauper Commander, I recommend you make the trip. They're having a whole weekend. Pauper Commander event on Saturday. 60-card Pauper event on Sunday, alongside some other Commander stuff and drafts and things like that. So it's going to be a really sweet weekend. I'm going to be up there doing commentary for the PDH event and hanging out all day Sunday. So if you're in the Midwest and you can make it, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's the third year doing it. And then lastly, you can find a link to the deck list just in the description. Link to the bookmark with all of the stream brews that we've done in the description. Links to donate to Trevor Project and Trans Lifeline in the description. If you have the means with which to donate, I wholeheartedly recommend that you do. And with that, I think we'll leave it there. So I'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful rest of your evenings, and